You've got Lindsay Lohan, you've got Jessica Alba, Robert De Niro, Don Johnson, Cheech Marin. The list goes on in this film. And before I even put my video out Sunday morning, we shot it Saturday, before I ever even covered this, Fox Studios pulled the trailer that they released. Now, why did they pull the trailer? Why are they scouring the web? It already had 3 million views just on one version of it. Because they understand the liability. By having the star of the film, Machete, say, this is a Cinco de Mayo message to Arizona. We're going to play that in a moment. This is now the self-censored trailer. We can play it. It's fair use to document what's happening. When Fox finally realized what had been released, of course, they understood, and they pulled Fox News articles about it. They pulled New York Post articles that are also owned by News Corp, because the left hand didn't know what the right hand was doing. Their film division put the trailer out, and their director, Robert Rodriguez, put it out, and then Fox TV started attacking it, saying this thing looks like it's calling for violence. And again, the white people are the racist. It's got all this stuff in it. It's just terrible. And I was contacted by Hispanic members of the production on Friday. I'd already seen this on, I guess, Wednesday or Thursday, whatever Cinco de Mayo was, when they released it. I was sent it, and I was shocked, but I really didn't know what to say. I didn't get to it, basically. And I was thinking about calling Rodriguez first, to say, is your film really, what is this? Because I know Machete 3 years ago had just been a trailer in another one of his films. But I went and looked it up. It was coming out September 3rd. It is a full-length movie, star-studded, big budget, shot here in Austin, shot at the Capitol, the Texas Capitol, and it's got an anti-immigration, anti-open border senator played by Robert De Niro, and they say, Mexican people are being deported. Well, the quote is, illegal Americans are being deported, and it's hurting all of us. Because of this, the senator must die. And then the star, Machete, who's a federale, they just think he's some guy they picked up off the street. He agrees, we've got to kill the gringo, and he goes to kill the senator, and then they try to kill him to do a false flag. That's actually what the film is whether Rodriguez knows this or not, it's a false flag against Hispanics, and that's why the Hispanic members of his crew that separately contacted me, they didn't know that each other were contacting me, because I said to the second person, I said, I was just contacted by somebody else. Did you know that? And they said, no. And I said, well, what's in the film? And they said, well, we really can't tell you, but it's what's in the trailer and worse. So I said, what's in the trailer is the film. And they said, yeah, you can look it up in some reviews and articles where you can find out more. But basically, we're concerned about a backlash against Hispanic Americans and that it could really cause some serious problems. And I said, what, race war? And they just said, look, one guy didn't say very much. He just said, you need to look into it. And then the other person specifically said, yes, backlash against Hispanics, basically makes Hispanics look like a bunch of murdering savages. It's going to scare white people. Because, this is the border we didn't cross the border, it crossed us. And, people with machetes, and Don Johnson saying, I want to get that Mexican, I want to hang him. And Robert De Niro going, look at these cockroaches. Look at these Mexican cockroaches. So it shows the whites as evil. And then they put a trailer out saying this is a message to Arizona, and then it cuts to all the slashing and killing. And then meanwhile, here's raw story, Machete trailer recut to blast Arizona immigration law sparks wild race war fears. And then the article basically makes fun of me. Fox had already pulled these trailers. They admit they've pulled it, and that's later in the article. Why did they do that before I ever even covered it? Anyone who watches this, anyone that knows what's happening in the political atmosphere and climate knows. This is 90% chance, this 100% chance is going to create division and bad stereotypes. I'd say over a 90% chance, at least a 90% chance that somebody's going to act on this. You already got fire bombings in Santa Cruz and police being attacked in Miami and Phoenix. You've already got all these clips of people saying, we'll use our pickaxes and rise up against you. You've got all these student groups and professors and teachers saying, Plan of San Diego, we're going to get the gringos, we're going to rise up, we're coming. And it's historical that machetes in Latin America, especially in Central America and Southern North America, they've had what they call the machete uprisings in Chiapas and, of course, in Yucatan by the native Indians that have been persecuted by the Spanish Mexicans down there. See, I happen to know the history. So anybody that knows the history is concerned by this. And it says, what happens if the movie is based on a fake trailer? And a second politicized fake trailer is leaked to help promote it. So they're implying here in the article, written by Ron Breinart. So, again, they imply it's not even real. No, this is a real movie coming out. Weeks after putting out an alert about illegal immigrants allegedly plotting armed rebellion with shovels and axes, well, they were saying we're going to attack you with shovels and pickaxes, and then they attacked the police. I mean, that happened in Phoenix. I mean, we've played the video. The Americans for Legal Immigration PAC is now concerned that a new film, which depicts an army of machete and AK-47 wielding illegal aliens, is a violent uprising. Last Thursday, the New York Post and the New York Daily News wrote the headline, Don't Mess with Robert Rodriguez. The Mexican filmmaker recut an illegal trailer about illegal aliens for his new Mexploitation flick, Machete, for Cinco de Mayo, a message to Arizona. Rodriguez passed along the re-edited film promo to Ain't It Cool News, and I know Harry Knowles, he's a nice guy, to denounce the state's recently passed immigration legislation, which makes it a crime for immigrants not to carry their documents. This is Machete, a special Cinco de Mayo message to Arizona, star Danny Trejo says before unleashing a slew of violent, expletive-filled, and sexy scenes from the film. And we haven't edited this trailer that's now been shut down and censored everywhere, except for the cuss words that you're about to see. The trailer offers glimpses of Jessica Alba and Michelle Rodriguez in the trademark eye patch favored by contemporary B movies, not to mention Robert De Niro and Lindsay Lohan. The paper notes that Machete is a full-length version of the fake trailer Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino directed in Grindhouse 2007 and is set for release September 3rd. The controversial anti-immigration group appears to be a bit confused at the difference between a trailer and the full-motion picture. No, this is what the film's about, is an uprising in Texas, so they're saying it's a message to Arizona. And we've now got the plot of the movie. It's exactly what we thought. It's a false flag event. And it just goes on. It says Fox has now pulled the content and pulled articles about it and pulled the trailer. It says Alex Jones and his Prison Planet empire have also launched a crusade against the flick based on the illegal trailer. No, we haven't called for pulling it. We haven't. We've just simply pointed out that if that's the content of the film, and it is, a political, violent message against the gringo, this is going to cause problems. In late April, Raw Story reported political debates based on arguments and reasoning are becoming passé in modern day. Then it goes on to imply that we're just lying and making this up. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not making anything up.